What is good, everybody? It is Spill here, and in this video I'll be giving you guys my 6'4" do-it-all lockdown build. This versatile lockdown build can literally do everything in NBA 2K25. 6'4" is an interesting height to make a build because you have so many more attributes to work with when compared to builds 6'5" and taller. On top of that, certain attributes like block, interior defense, and strength, amongst others, cost pennies on the dollar, allowing you to make some insanely well-rounded builds. You can even make small forwards at 6'4", so don't be afraid to experiment with some unique combinations. But for this specific build, I prioritized attributes like perimeter defense and steal, making it primarily a lockdown that can literally do everything at an elite level. But before I get into the video, I just wanted to let you know that premium members of NBA 2K Lab not only get access to the best jump shot data possible, but you also get access to our member-only Discord, which allows for build reviews, advice, suggestions, and even the ability to chat with the NBA 2K Lab team. So just something to keep in mind if you want to improve your game. But let's get back to the video. Starting off, this build is 6'4", max weight 235 pounds with a 6'11" wingspan. I want to first go through the physicals, and this build gets an 85 speed, 86 agility, a 93 strength for legend strong handle, and a 70 vert specifically for the Malik Monk dunk package. Now, speaking of dunks, starting with finishing, we have an 85 driving dunk. I've been putting 85 driving dunk on a lot of my builds, and it's for more than just dunking the ball. If you didn't know, the slice takeover requires an 85 driving dunk, 70 agility, and 70 speed. This takeover increases your speed, agility, and driving dunk by a considerable amount, which I find to be very valuable, so I mainly use this takeover. It's especially helpful when playing defense and running in transition. But that's not all you get with an 85 dunk. You also unlock contact alley-oops, elite alley-oops, LeBron James and Devin Booker dunk package, which makes for an insane value. One other thing I made sure to have on this build was a 45 standing dunk. At 6'4", this attribute literally costs nothing, and it's well worth the investment to get at least 45 to get the 2 basic standing dunk packages. The other finishing attributes were raised by default with the rest of the build, but it's still enough to give us bronze physical finisher at 70 layup, which is another great badge to have. Moving on to shooting, that 6'11" wingspan on this build is only one tick from the max, but it allows us to get an 89 3-point rating for silver limitless range and also gold set shot specialist. But that 89 3-point rating is very solid, and I've been shooting absolutely lights out on this build. The mid-range defaults to 79 with an 89 3-point rating, but I raised it by 1 to unlock the mid-range takeover. A 70 free throw is fairly low, but I've been able to hit somewhat consistently, and if you want to be a little more confident at the stripe, you could raise this to about a 75 or 80. As we get to the playmaking on this build, a 71 pass accuracy gives us silver dimer, and while the passes aren't always going to be great, this build was meant to be a lockdown first, a shooter or cutter second, and a playmaker last. I didn't even intend to put speed with ball or ball handle on this build, but as I raised certain attributes like speed, for example, the ball handle and speed with ball go with it. So I figured since I was already close, I might as well get the best value thresholds. So I went with an 86 ball handle for the SIGs I want, and I'll put those on the screen. Don't forget, this build still gets legend strong handle with a 93 strength, making it tough for weaker builds to stop your path to the rim. And then we have an 85 speed with ball for Darius Garland dribble style. Sure, I could have went 86 for gold lightning launch. It might not have cost much, but this build wasn't optimized to be a ball handler, just someone who can handle the ball if needed. And for me, these playmaking attributes have provided insane value on this build. Now, getting to the bread and butter, we have our defensive attributes, and starting off, we have a 63 interior, which was raised with a 93 strength. Then we have a 94 perimeter, which I plan on using my 5 cap breakers to get to 99. That pairs with the 86 agility to eventually unlock legend on ball menace, along with the other legend defensive badges for perimeter defense. Don't forget about the 93 strength I mentioned earlier, which allows us to also get legend immovable enforcer. Then we have a 94 steal for Hall of Fame interceptor and a 68 block for bronze high flying denier, which is again one of the best bronze badges in the game. These defensive thresholds make this build an absolute monster on the defensive end. And then lastly, we have a 70 offensive rebound, and again, these types of attributes on smaller players cost virtually nothing, so I went with a 70 to unlock silver box out beast to help my team secure rebounds when needed. I'll mostly be running the break and transition, but since it costs nothing, it's another great badge to have to round out your my player. Now, when you finish the build, it gets the name two-way 3-level shot creator, and I can't lie to you, this has been one of my favorite builds because it's just so versatile for a small guard. For the max plus ones in tier 1, I have mine on legend interceptor, but there's a lot of good options like boosting to gold limitless range, Hall of Fame set shot specialist, and even gold shifty shooter is a good option. For tier 2, I find having this on silver rebound chaser helps a decent amount, but you can also go with gold box out beast, silver high flying denier, and slippery off ball to Hall of Fame could even be decent as well. Don't forget to equip a good takeover, and for me, like I said, I'm using slice, so it's going to make me insanely fast on the court. But that's all I have for this 6'4" do it all lock. Drop a like if you're messing with this build, and comment your favorite build height down below. Thank you all for watching. It's been Spill, and I'm out. Later.